Public Yemeni #1.
You silly motherfucking bitches. What is up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a good week. I hope you weren't out there just slanging the N-word, thinking that it's okay, especially if you're white, especially if you're one of those Mexicans that look white. You guys can't get away with shit. What's up, Bolty? Good to see you. Jason Bacon, good to see you. I see my buddy Arbin is here. The Albanian. I was just talking about Albanian people yesterday. Good evening, good afternoon, depending what part of the world you're tuning in from. Just wanted to know what you guys think about the whole latest debacle with Joe Rogan. You know, is that something that you guys are surprised by? Because, I mean, I'm not surprised at all anymore. Shit, this shit seems par for the course. Like, to me, I'm surprised that it took this long, really. You know, because I'm not even going to lie, man. Joe Rogan, I like Joe Rogan podcast. He's not always right. You know, sometimes he, says things where I'm just like, you're a fucking idiot, you know. But for the most part, I like Joe, man. He tries to keep it real. He doesn't say he knows everything. He just wants to talk. But to me, what's really funny is that, like, that video that came out, man, almost anybody who knows can watch that video and be like, it's completely out of context. Like, me personally, I don't feel like it's cool to just say the N-word. I don't like saying it. You know? I prefer to say N-word. And I remember I had to get schooled about that shit. Because, like, back in the day, man, like, you know, in the 90s and the 80s, you could say the N-word in a specific context, and even black people wouldn't put you in your place. They just wanted to make sure that you weren't using it in a derogatory term or in a hateful manner and trying to hurt their feelings and shit. Because the real thing is about context, man. Context is fucking gone now, man. There's no such thing as context anymore. Right? We're going to get to the point where you can't even say motherfucker anymore until you actually fuck their mother or some shit. Oh, he called me a motherfucker. I've never fucked a mother in my life. The only women I fuck are trans women who can't have babies. You know, it's like, what is that shit, man? But they took it out of context. Like, back in the day, man, like in the 90s, even in the early 2000s, you know, most people could say the N-word if they were using it in a specific context. Like, so, for example, if I was to tell a story about that Lebanese guy that I met that I thought I was going to be good friends with because he seemed very progressive, and then in the very last minute he goes, you know what I hate more than anything? N-words. Now I would say this story and I would say N-words, right? But back when I would ever tell that story, even to black people or whatever, I would say what he said to me, and I would say the N-word. And it wasn't necessarily a thing where someone's like, oh, I can't believe you just said that. It was like people knew context. You know, people were sort of like, it's almost like it's either like we've lost the ability to read context, or now it's just cool to get offended and act like you don't understand the context, just so that you can, like, shut down a conversation. You know, like, to me, it blows me the fuck away. But here's my point about the N-word. I think it's great that we're now at this point in our society in America where we're like, you're done saying that word. You're just done. There's no. It's a shitty fucking word, man. It really does. It hurts people. Some people hear that word, and even though it's used in the right context, it stings. You know? It's one of those words that there was so much hate and hateful history behind it that it makes sense for black people right now to in this new generation to put their foot down and be like, "Yo, we're not doing this shit anymore. Y'all can't just be like saying that word." That makes a lot of sense, you know? And I think the last time I ever used it in context was when I moved to LA. So nobody ever gave me a problem about it until I was in LA and I was telling that same story and I was in a room with a black girl and another guy who I think he was Dominican. But the Dominican guy put me in my place. He's like, "You can't say that word." I'm like, "I know I can't say that word. I'm just telling you the story in the context and what the guy said to me that pissed me off." No, you can't say that. No, you can't say that. And then I was like, okay, well, I mean, if that's the case, it's the first time I ever heard it. Anytime I ever was in a conversation, even with black people, they never put me in. But they just knew I wasn't racist. They knew I wasn't, you know? As a matter of fact, you're telling a story about a piece of shit using that word. And then now you're the piece of shit because you used that word. So, times have changed. Back in 2012, before that, that was that time at 2012 when somebody in LA was like, "Yo, man, you shouldn't be doing that." And then I was like even in the context, yeah, even in the context. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I remember even after that, I would listen to Rogan and he would start using it once in a while, but it would be in context. This guy said the N-word, that guy, whatever. And as time went on, man, I remember it started stinging for me when he said it. So like that motherfucker would say it on the podcast, and I would just be like, "Ugh, Joe, come on, man, that shit's antiquated. You're white." I wouldn't be just saying that, even though you're using it in the right context. I remember anytime he would every once in a while say that word, not in a racist way, it's still to me. I was just like, dude, why are you just? Are you stupid and you don't know that we're like at this point in time, even just 5 years ago? That's how I felt. Or you're just doing what I think comedians are supposed to do, and that is to keep free speech alive by just going against the norm. And I think that's important too. But I don't know, man. The N-word is a real hard one. That's a hard one. That's a real hard one. And then that video came out, and I found that video to be extremely manipulative. It was just cut up in a way that completely took it out of context. So now you have to hate him because he said the N-word, and we're just going to take context completely out of it. And to me, I'm just pissed off that we can't even have the debate on context anymore. It ain't even about that. Now it's all about defending. Right away, you just got to go defending. And I think it's glad that he got out there and he said what he said. But I'm not going to lie, man. If you go back just 5 years ago, I was listening to him going, "Bro, you just going to say it?" Even I'm like, really? You know, somebody who, I mean, the fact that I'm not white was probably a reason that most people gave me a pass if I ever used that word in a story in the context of somebody else being racist and using that word. But times change. Just to me, it's funny that Joe Rogan took a long time to catch up with it. He didn't make that quote. He goes, "I haven't said it in years." I don't think so, man. I could have swore I heard him in a podcast last year saying it. But I guess that's fucking besides the point, you know? Ferris asks, "Where's the new season of the Ed and Moe Show?" Well, Ferris. We are actually writing a new season right now. As a matter of fact, I just got done writing with Mike McGettigan, putting together a new season. We might be getting it shot and produced by a production company. And, The hope is that we can be able to get it on Netflix or something. But in the business of Hollywood, anything can change last minute. So just, keep your prayers up. We're working on it. At first, this new season seems very, very fun too, man. I'm really excited for this new season. It's a really, really fun story. But, it takes a lot of work. I'm also spinning a bunch of other things, so I'm doing everything I can. And he says, with the original cast? Yep, with the original cast. Of course. Of course. So, yeah, keep your eye out for that. I'm also doing stand-up comedy. I'm on the road. I'm writing a movie with Mike Eshaq, who's another hilarious comedian who's been on Breaking Bad and all kinds of movies. I'm trying to reboot Ed and Moe. And I'm trying to keep from being an old fart, man. I'm old. Wish I can go back in time, cuz. Anyways, so, Jason, anybody, you guys want to comment on what's going on? I'd like to hear if anybody is on watching this live and wants to call in. I'd like to talk about the Joe Rogan thing. Try to see if we can get a little debate and a little talk. Give me a call, 313-915-4933. And I'd like to hear what other people be thinking about this, because to be honest, it's fucking stupid. David Goggins came out in support for Joe Rogan. Almost a bunch of my black friends have been coming out in supporting Joe Rogan. But then there's some people that are probably completely. I'm trying to get my buddy Kazim to give me a call, because that would be great. I would love to get Kazim's idea on this. But if anybody got anything to say, please, the lines are open. And I'm taking your calls right now. I want to see if I can get Kazim to call. I want to see. I have no idea who this is. Hello, thank you for calling the Public Yemeni podcast. This is Mike Eshaq.
Eat snacks, what's up?
What's cracking? Who is this?
It's Bacon.
Bacon, of course. What's poppin', Bacon?
It's 5 o'clock. It's felt like 5 o'clock since 7 a.m. this whole week.
Why? Has it been dark the whole time?
No, it's just been one of those never-ending, no progress feeling type of weeks.
Yeah, I bet.
It's been nice. It's been around 40 degrees a good part of the week. But yet there's still snow, and time just doesn't seem to move.
Yeah, I know, dude. And now you know why I don't live there anymore.
I'm thinking when my niece is old enough to be a grown-ish kid, say middle school or whatever, it's going to be time to move south.
Oh, yeah? Florida?
Yeah, I'm not that far south.
What's up, Aaron Melvin?
One of the Carolinas.
One of my Marine buddies just chimed in. Aaron, if you're down to make a phone call after I get done with Jason, man, if you're still there, it'd be nice to get you to call in, man. I'd like to get your thoughts on what's been going on in terms of us losing context. But how about you, Jason? How do you feel about this whole thing that's going on right now?
I think it did take a while, but yet the video was cut and splice all together to make it seem like it's a continual thing, right? And I don't watch Rogan enough, so I can't say it's a regular pattern. But every time I've seen him say the word, it has been a quote from somebody.
Did you see the video?
I've seen pieces of it.
Yeah.
I don't have enough attention span on something like that to watch the whole thing. The timing seems a little funky.
What's
Like,
the
don't you have
timing?
the
What do
whole
you
Neil
mean the
Young
timing
thing?
seems funky, man? I'm confused.
Well, you have the whole Neil Young thing, and then you have this whole racist thing come out roughly the same time. It's like someone was waiting for an opportunity to make this happen.
Or it's just that, the latest things that happen inspired India to do that video. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like the
it could have been
flavor of the
ideally
moment.
clicked off it.
It's like everybody is like, it's kind of like when some celebrity dies, then all of a sudden anybody who's got a picture with that celebrity, it's like, look at me, look, oh my God, here's a video compilation of me, gaslighting them or whatever. But like,
Yeah, like,
I just think
take
it's
advantage of the
opportunity.
time.
I think that's all it is. I think that's all it is. I just want to know what you think in terms of like, have we lost context?
I think as a whole, yes. I know me personally, I'll say it to my friend if the context is there. Like if the conversation warrants it. Like you're comparing two different groups of people within the same mass, like overall group, right? To break that down simple, like you have good people and you have bad people, right? Like they fully agree with me. Like there is a clear difference here, and they get it. If they've even gone to like a further explanation of what they see, what they feel, and
I just feel like right now
they're my age, but like they're my age. But even one of my good friends, his dad will jump in and be on the same side. Like I won't call them the word. I won't like randomly throw it out there. But like if the conversation and the topic warrant that word, they have no problem with it because it fits. They know where everything's coming from.
Sure, because they know you.
Yeah. And like out in public, those conversations on both sides are a little bit different because we don't know who's around.
Exactly. I'm the same way about that. Like when I was in the Marines, there was this moment where, it was okay for me to use the NIGGA word in terms of endearment to some black people in my platoon that we've already established that was cool, right? But even then I knew without anybody telling me that if we were out at a Denny's or wherever in public, I wasn't going to do that.
It's a no-go.
It's a no-go because even though my friend Cato's cool with it, we might be in earshot to somebody else who may just ruins their dinner or whatever, So absolutely. But don't you think like right now we are at a point where the word itself just shouldn't be said? That we should say N-word instead of actually saying the word?
I've like me and like same group of friends, we've kind of come to a point where like no one should say it all.
Right.
Like the credit's given, like the word was taken and flipped, right? Like now it's a term of endearment, like you said, and it's
when black people use it, to each other, it's in terms of endearment.
But yet they know, like again, my little circle of friends, they know the only way it's going to go away is if everybody stops saying it, which is never going to happen, right?
It's never going to happen. You're never going to get rid of something. Some dumbass out there, some hateful motherfucker is going to want to use it.
Yeah, that goes with anything, too.
I can't stand the argument. I've heard this before. Like, I met a girl the other day after a comedy show, and she was mad at the fact that she can't use the N-word because her daughter's black. I'm just like, what in the fuck are you talking about? Like, talk about the dumbest racist person I've ever met in my entire life. I was like, that's your argument?
That's the only stipulation. That's the only stipulation she has?
Yeah, bro, listen, man. Some people are just dumb and racist, and they'll try to find any dumb excuse to continue being dumb and racist. And speaking of dumb, I mean, I had Davina on and she drinks pee, and I couldn't get across to her anything. So, but she's not racist though. She just smells like pee. Anyways,
she's something. I don't know what something is, but she's something.
Hey Melvin, the number's on the screen if you're watching. It's 313-915-4933. Be good to catch up with you, bro. I haven't talked to you in a real long time. Be nice to get your thoughts on what you think is going on right now in the media and how Joe Rogan is being called a racist now, and so, but yeah, I don't know. I just think this is just another manipulation tactic used. I think that race and racism has always been a tactic used by the powerful people to just get us to fight amongst ourselves so that we don't actually pay attention to what's really fucking important. You know what I mean? Because it's really easy to get somebody to get mad about racism. So like Noam Chomsky, again, I'll go back to that, my favorite quote, Noam Chomsky. In America, we have a class war disguised as a race war. And everything is like that. Almost any time people are in power, they would just want to get us to fight over the race element because it's the easiest way to get people to just divide. And when you get people focused on race, it's such the lowest common denominator form of intelligence that it now opens the fucking door for people that are tyrannical to just come in and do whatever they want. And then anytime we start catching on to what they're doing, they fucking play the race card again. Next thing you know, we're fucking just talking about race again. So
it's entertainment for them. And like you said, it provides the distraction for us so they can keep doing what they want to do.
I don't know if it's entertainment for them, bro. I think it's more distraction.
I guarantee you, like, at that level, they get amusement from seeing everybody fighting themselves. Like
I don't know.
It's got it's not ego, but related to
that
mental games that you're
to me that is a case by case basis. You could find someone who actually, you know what? I think I got my buddy calling. Jason, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go ahead and see, or maybe I can merge the call. What's that button do? Hello? Hello?
This sounds like technical difficulties.
No, it sounds like
something.
Yeah, what's up, Melvin?
Hey, how are you?
What's up, bro? I got you. Damn, okay, so I can get two people on the line. I actually got Jason and I got
two. I'm hearing two people on the line.
What do you mean you're hearing two people on the line? Can you hear me, buddy?
Still got me.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I think I had to turn the video off because I was getting you twice and one was delayed.
Yeah, that's what it is, old man. Come on, bro, get with the program.
Hey, yeah, like I left the room.
Well, I've never had two people on the line at the same time, but I'll see what's up. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm actually doing domestic dad stuff. I'm going to pick my kids up from school.
Oh, shit. Dad of the year. Mr. Melvin.
Yeah, picks the kids up a couple of times a week, Dad of the Year award. So yeah, when my kids hop in, if you need to get off the line, I understand because the content matter might not be good for my young ones.
How much time do you got?
I got a little bit of time.
All right, well then real quick then, man. First off, everybody, this is my good friend Aaron Melvin. We served in the Marine Corps together. He was the only Jew in my platoon, and
half
Jew.
Full title.
Come on, man. You can't say half Jew because your mom's Jewish.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I did the straight up DNA testing, and it legitimately came back that I was 50%.
50% what?
Jewish.
How the fuck can you be
I can-
50% a religion? How the fuck does that work, bro?
Hey, no, that's why
How
I
the
said-
hell do you find a religion in a DNA test? Help me out here. My shit didn't say how much Muslim I am.
How much Muslim are you?
0. I eat bacon, but the point is I can't get that number on a DNA test.
I think it comes down to, it's really cool because I did it through Ancestry, and they just basically map out where your DNA migrated from and what time frame in history. And because mine came from where all the Jewish folks came from on my mom's side, they gave me that 50% moniker.
They mean
So it's more about
Ashkenazi?
Yeah, actually, that is true. 50% Ashkenazi, but none of the smarts that come along with that.
Well, yeah.
So with that,
I got all the bad.
if your dad,
I got all the bad.
like if your dad's a mutt, doesn't that still factor into your percentage?
Well, so here's the cool thing, and this is what I learned going through Ancestry. You do not necessarily inherit 50-50 from your parents. So you could have a dad who's like 100% of one thing and a mom that's 100% of another, and your DNA could be 75 and 25, which is why some kids look more like mom than.
Well, yeah, because one, there's no pure person anymore. Like we've all intermingled so much throughout time. There's no pure line.
Well, that's not true. The Aborigines are pretty pure. They're the least intermingled human race on the planet, if you will, or human ethnicity.
So, but basically, Melvin, it's the focus on the Jewish thing. It's namely Ashkenazi, not because the Jews come from. There's Arab Jews, there's African Jews, there's Jewish, people of the Jewish faith from everywhere. But I think what you mean is Ashkenazi, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, good luck with the cystic fibrosis, bro. Have fun with that cystic fibrosis, Gene.
Yeah, when it starts to happen, I'll be the first one I call and just remind you of this conversation.
All right, bro. I want to know real quick, man. What do you think about the whole Joe Rogan thing that's going on right now? Are you paying attention at all to that?
Well, just the surface of it, just because I have. I try to remove myself from most media. I think, in all honesty, though, in today's world, it is very easy to pick apart anything that someone says and make it sound the way you want. And Joe Rogan has 1,600 podcasts now. Anybody that has the time and inclination to sit there and pick through that can basically piece together anything they want and make Joe Rogan sound like without giving him justice. And unfortunately, we live in a world where, I won't say unfortunately, I'll say the world we live in is where people, they hear a few things, they process, and they move on most of the time because they don't have time to dig into the details. The everyday guy doesn't have the time to dig into the details. He's going to work. He's trying to take care of his family. He's got little kids' sports to run into.
True.
Yeah, we live off a headline.
Correct. So it's easy, and I've been a fan of Joe Rogan's, and I don't agree with everything he says, and that's what I like about the guy.
Right.
And, for a long time. And then he's also the guy that's like, I'm going to bring this dude on that says A, and then later on he brings on this guy who says B that's the exact opposite, and he tries to come to some type of consensus. And we're missing that.
Or he changes his mind, too, because somebody else convinces him otherwise. So he'll have somebody else on, 100%. And he'll be like, oh, really? 100%. Okay. And then he'll have somebody else on that he loves and respects, and they're like, you need to get vaccinated. I'm a scientist. This is why. So
yeah, he's really good about being open to different sides.
And I think that's what's important about the show.
He wanted to get two guests he's had on, but he wants them on again and sitting next to each other.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
Completely different ideas, but yet same topic.
Melvin, do you remember a time when, and I know you do, man, but where context was a thing that was natural, like we all understood context? Like if, say, back in the 90s, you were to tell us a story about someone being racist using the N-word, and then in the story you said the N-word, I would think that at least it was for me and a lot of other people, it seemed like back then people understood context. People understood. Even a black person would be like, oh, this person's not racist. You know, he's not trying to use that word to hurt me. He's just using it in the context of the story. And that is gone now.
I agree, but I will also say that in my life, and you got to remember, I'm 45 soon. I'm white male American. That's never really been an okay word to use in any. And I grew up outside of Atlanta. You know, I'm from small town Illinois, but I grew up outside of Atlanta. It's not something you did. It was just known as disrespectful, and not really having the best meaning. But yes, we've got away from context. Context is the reason why people are so easily offended anymore, because they don't do it. They don't take time to do it because it takes time. And we live in a world now where you can put up a picture with 2 sentences on it and make a meme and make your point, and that's all people want to see if their brain agrees with it. Or if it doesn't. We're being conditioned to not look for context. And I think the critical thinker, or the people who are more rational, which also in my mind, the more rational people are typically quieter. I really think a lot of division we see now is because the loudmouths are the ones on the far left and far right.
Yep.
And
I agree.
You know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, if you will.
Exactly. I'm right there with you.
I saw a quote. I forget who said it, but you have like you said, the loudmouths on both sides wanting to fight now, but will never actually fight. You have to worry about the quiet person that's usually in the middle, because they're not going to speak up until it's time to actually speak up.
Yeah, and that is true. I think Melvin made a point in that, like, intelligent people will process and be quiet in the moment of processing something before actually saying something, and dumb people are just reactionary. People who are just, you know, and sometimes has nothing to do with just being intelligent. Sometimes it has to do with time. Some people just don't have the time to stay on top of all the information. Some people are working multiple jobs. They have 5 fucking kids. They're about to lose another job. They need unemployment. They're trying to scramble to make shit ends meet, and all they have time for is to read, like you said, Jason, a headline. And sometimes those headlines are loaded, or those memes are loaded with fucking bullshit information.
Take what you just said and think about the world right now, where we live in a world where a lot of people are putting a lot of blame on different groups for their circumstances or somebody else's circumstances, when I really think that the average person is, you know, I like to think about the good in humanity, but the average person isn't sitting back saying, I'm not trying to hold this group or that group back. I'm just trying to keep my life and my family as lifted as I can. And that takes all of my time and energy. And now they're being asked, if you will, to take into account everybody else's feelings and everybody else's
man.
And you're sitting here going, wait, I'm not the bad guy for not knowing about all these things.
Right.
Because I have a mortgage to pay and I'm going to work, and I don't spend my extra time reading up on all of these, you know, issues. I spend my extra time at Little League softball practice with my daughter.
It is crazy. It's crazy to think that we've got into the future, and now we are even more distracted, and we're at a time where we need news to be actual news like it used to be, and now it's just not that. If anything, if you're one of the elites that run the world, now is the opportune time to keep people confused, because but like you said, not many people really have time to sit there and sift. Like right now, if I was to read an article on Fox News, I would have to also find the same thing on CNN and then find it again on another blog, so that I could triangulate the real information and try to sift out the opinion and the bullshit that each one of these sites are leaning towards. Nobody got time for that shit.
Yeah,
I think the root of this is like I think the root is we're all connected when it comes down to like the internet and stuff, right? But none of us are actually connected to each other anymore. Like, how many people actually talk to their neighbors?
Yeah.
Like, the world's not as bad as the media and other people want you to think. Like, you can actually go out and talk to people. Not that bad.
I would say that some parts of the world aren't as bad and some parts are worse. But to your point, though, I was literally thinking about this yesterday. I can follow every friend I've ever had on Facebook and keep up with their daily lives without one time giving them a hug in 10 years.
Yeah.
That's where we're at in the world.
And not only that, we're also being polarized, because I'm going to have to let you go because I'm going to try to get Kazim to give me a call. I'm going to say call in 2 minutes, because here's a sad thing that I saw. I was on the road doing stand-up during the pandemic, man. And I remember we got an Airbnb with 2 other comics, and it was this home that also had another home attached to it on the side. And the other home on the side was the old woman that lived there, and she was Airbnb-ing the other home that's also attached to the same building. And then when we were done, the other comics left, and as I was leaving, I saw her in the driveway. It's the first time meeting her. And we were talking, and she was a very naive old white woman. She even said something naively racist about Arabs. Like, when she found out that I was Arab and I was Muslim, she looked at me and she's like, well, where's the thing on your head? Where's the thing? And I'm like, the turban? And she's like, yeah, aren't you supposed to wear that? Now, a lot of people would look at that and they'd be like, this bitch is being racist. But I was talking to her. I'm like, she's not being racist. She's just old and kind of doesn't really know. And I was just being nice to her. And then we started talking, and she goes, my kids left me. And I'm like, what? She was like, you see that house over there at the end of the block? And then you see that other house and that other house? Each one of those houses had my kids in there, and they all moved away from me. And they said that I'm ruining the world because I voted for Trump. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah.
That's a whole other issue we have, too.
Oh, my God. It broke my heart, man. Even though I can't stand Trump myself, but your fucking kids moved out of the 3 homes that were on the same block and moved away from you because what the fuck? Anyways, guys, I got to get going because I got my buddy Kazim coming in through. Guys, it was great talking to you. Melvin, I'll see you, brother.
You will.
All right, bro.
Take care, guys.
Yep, bye. Hello?
What is up?
Yeah, Kazim Rahman in the house, everybody. What is poppin', Kazim?
I'm all right. What are we talking about?
If you guys remember.
Literally, this is so funny. You texted me like, yo, can you call? And I was like, man, I don't care about this job. Let's do this.
Yeah, fuck this job, bro. Yeah, if anybody remember Kazim, man, Kazim was the first guest on the very, very first podcast. So I love talking to Kazim. I don't know, man. I just wanted to talk about this whole Joe Rogan thing, man. But I just wanted to get a black friend's perspective on how you feel about this whole thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't speak for all of black people. I will speak for myself and all of my black friends. We don't care. This is a white issue. This is literally a white issue. We don't. Here's the way, okay, and this is going to sound weird, but you'll understand to an extent of what I'm about to say. The way black people deal with white people is very simple. I'm going to tolerate you until someone shows me that you're racist, and then I just will not deal with you, period. Right? So
right.
It's no black person get like, okay, if I'm being honest with you, if Joe Rogan died tomorrow, how many black people do you think would be like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened?
David Lucas.
Yeah, very few. A couple people. We just don't. It's not that we hate him. We just don't rock with him like that. right? So when
'Cause y'all being
you
racist.
show us a video of him. Yeah, no, we're not being racist. He's. Do I think he's racist? No. Do I think he's an idiot? Yeah, those were pretty bad jokes. Right?
Wait, jokes? He made jokes with the N-word?
No, when he was saying and when he was talking about it, saying it. But then he also, you didn't see the other video of him talking about going to see Planet of the Apes in a black neighborhood, and he said, "Yo, I walked into Planet of the Apes."
That was racist as fuck.
That was racist. He said it was racist in the video. Yeah.
What do you mean he said that was racist in the video? He called himself out?
In the story. Yeah, he called himself out. They just don't show it. They don't show that part.
But
if you keep playing that clip, he's like, "Oh yeah, that was kind of racist what I just said."
Yeah. So he calls himself out.
Yeah. He calls himself out.
So how does that make you feel?
I have so many other things to worry about than
Yeah.
to worry about what Joe Rogan's saying. I feel nothing. It's like, okay, that was a racist thing. I just don't fuck with you right now.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's just me. It's just we don't care that much. We only care about people that are like actually making policy. But some celebrity, it's like some white guy being racist, we don't.
I don't know about we though. I think some black people do care though, man. Some black people get really.
Yes, we care. Yes, that is, you should care. But how much will I care? I just won't deal with Joe Rogan. That's it. I never listened to his podcast to begin with.
Yeah.
So for me, it don't matter. Right? Some people see Joe Rogan listen, if you go on Joe Rogan's show, you're immediately, if you're on tour, you're gonna sell out some tour dates. Right? He's very powerful to an extent in that regard. Right? And then, but for the most part, it's like, okay, we're gonna roast you for like a couple days, and then we're gonna move on to more important things. I'll give you an example, right? I want to say this was Virginia, or it might have been, it was in like the northeast states, right? There was a governor there was a Democratic governor who was up for re-election, and then a picture came out of him in college in blackface, right? So
what year was this?
He got re-elected. This was a couple years ago.
No, but he was doing blackface a couple of years ago.
No, this was a picture of him in college. In college.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
And he was governor. So like 40 years ago,
sure.
Probably.
Sure.
Right? He got reelected. And you ask the black people that voted for him, they simply said, because this white guy is the evil that I know. And the other white guy is the evil that I don't know. So I know how to deal with this guy. I know that if I vote for him, I know, okay, well, now we have leverage. Now we want this, we want that, we want this. But if they vote for a Republican, they're not going to get anything they want. That's how we deal with white people. Well, that's how I deal with them. No offense, but I'm not racist. And if you're a white person listening to this, sign me to your whatever you have.
What are you talking about? Sign me to your what?
I don't know.
What?
But that's how I deal with it. That's how the majority of white people deal with. That's how the majority of black people that I know. I can only speak for me and my friends. That's how the majority of black people that I know and I'm friends with deal with white people. If we don't have to deal with you, then we just won't deal with you.
Sure.
But
do you feel he's racist?
Do I feel Joe Rogan's racist? I think he had an ignorant. You can be both. You can do both things. I think that his privilege made him think that just because he's saying the N-word from, like, if he's titling something or if he's saying what people are saying, I think his privilege made him think that he's allowed to say that. And I think that that joke was just a really bad joke amongst friends. I think that was a racist joke. right? Do I think he's a racist at heart? No, I don't think he's a bad person, but he's an idiot, and he should be roasted for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we should fuck for sure. He should be roasted. Did you see Kevin?
Yeah.
There's a what's his name? Kevin. I got it queued up here. I want
Kev on stage?
No. Kevin Buckney is his name, I think. Hold on.
Oh yeah. I saw that. Joe Rogan in the hot tub.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was very funny.
That was a very.
Right? So yeah, that should happen. He's not about to get canceled. This is just people just needed something.
Oh, I know that.
But
I just wanna. I listen, man. You know me. I just want to hear other people's opinions. I want to know what other
that's
people
my opinion.
think. I want to know.
Yeah.
It's illuminating to hear how you operate, because basically what you're saying is that I'm not going to spend my time on petty emotions. Instead, I'm just going to be able to raise the red flag, note it, say I'm not fucking with it, and learn from it.
Hey,
Right.
That's basically how I operate.
That's how most of us should operate, bro.
Well, that's how most black people operate. We have people have kids and jobs and school.
We were just talking about that. Yep.
And rent.
Yep.
Right? I get it. Yes, Joe Rogan, should he face some consequences? Maybe. What are the consequences? I don't have time to care about what the consequences should be. Honestly.
Sure.
I do not have time.
But sometimes I like to
don't.
tease out the certain aspects of it, though. You know what I mean? Like that video that came out. Was that video fair?
Mm-hmm. The video.
The N-word video, the collage of.
It's fair or unfair. He said it, right? Even if you put it in context, he still said it. You get what I'm saying?
No, listen, Kazim. I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
But context still matters, though. Because if you just put a montage of anybody saying that word, okay, and the whole time it came from a speech about how terrible that word is.
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
Was that the context for Joe Rogan?
Well, if you
case by case, then it's a case by case. Then I agree with you.
If you watch a lot of the things when he uses the word, I mean, over the years that I've listened to him since 2012, he has used the word on the podcast. But whenever he said it, it wasn't derogatory. He would say, "This guy said
he was just
whatever," or and then he called us that, or I know this racist guy, whatever. He called me, or he called them my friend, or whatever. So if he's using it in that context, listen, even when he was saying it, Kazim, and even though I knew he wasn't being racist, I already knew that time has passed that people who are not black can use that word even in a story. Mm-hmm. But he, on his podcast, would just keep saying it. It would make me cringe, but I was like, he's not using it in the context of being racist. So to me, it's like, is it fair to have that video be out there saying look, he said it anyway. But if he said it, what if he said it in context? Does that matter or it doesn't?
There is, but is there I don't think there's a context, and that's just an opinion that I have. I don't think there's a context for anyone not black saying that word. Right?
So you mean like there's no room for anybody to say that word, even if it's a story about somebody saying that word?
But he could just say N-word.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Kazim, and that is the approach, right? But wouldn't you say that about 10 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago, I got so much passes growing up in Detroit ever saying that word. I only said that word in context.
Well, that was a pass because you just were cool with black people. Who gave Joe Rogan the pass then?
Yeah, but even if it was people that I didn't know.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Dave Chappelle did not give Joe Rogan the pass. Yo, Mike, I promise you, there was no context in that. I think that's the wrong way of looking at it. Only because
I'm not looking at it in any way,
think that-
Kazim. I'm not looking at it in any
because
way, Kazim. I'm just
think
posing questions.
Oh no. I'm not saying you're. I'm not. Let me finish real quick.
Yeah, sure.
I think the question of saying the video's out of context is a good question, but I think a better question is saying why, because black people didn't make that video, right? There was clearly it was people that just really don't like Joe Rogan that waited to release that video during Black History Month.
The
Right?
video's been out
Because
for a while, though, I think.
Exactly. That video's been out for a while. And now is just a time that it was someone probably sent it to India Ari and then she posted it. And even then, India Ari says that he's not racist. She just doesn't like what he did. Right? So, yeah, I get what you're saying. I understand, but I just disagree that anybody that's not black should say that word. But
I agree with
my
that.
opinion.
I agree with that.
Right? Context or no context.
Yeah, but I think right now, Kazim, more than ever, in
Unless you're
in many
on-
respects, we've
yeah, go
lost
ahead.
context in other things, man. And this is just another example of that. You know, I think it is still fair. It's still fair to say that it's unfair for that video to be the example. Like if you open those clips up and you actually listen to the whole thing, it's just him having a conversation and then actually using that word within the context of a story. Now, should he have known already that that's something that you don't say anymore? Because, I mean, I had to learn that lesson when I moved to L.A. back in 2012, you know? I was, like, telling a story or whatever, and then another black person was like, hey, man, you can't say that. That was the first time I heard that. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, man. He goes, that's just not cool. I go, yeah, but I'm not, like... And then he's like, yeah. And I was like, all right, so, fuck it. That's it. I won't use it anymore. Yeah. And then other people would still use it, and even I would cringe. I'd be like, oh, man, yeah, that is antiquated. It's antiquated now to use that word even in context.
Yeah, I can see your point, and I can agree with you on the fact that if we open up those clips, then maybe we can get a fuller story, right? Maybe we can get a fuller story, and we can say that he still shouldn't have used the word, but the way he used the word was not in a malicious way.
Sure.
He used the word in full context, but he still shouldn't have used it. I can rock with that.
Yeah. But I think you're right, though, man. I think it is a lesson to everyone that word just, you know, you just let it go, man. Just let it go, because and then when people say oh, but black people can use it, and it's like I'm sorry, but it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same at all.
It's like black people took that word, captured it, threw it the fuck away, destroyed it, and created a new version. It's not the same.
Yeah.
You know, but
it's not. I get where and you're right. We can, but at the same time, going back to your point, two things can be true. Joe Rogan can be a good person, and Joe Rogan could make a mistake.
Right.
And Joe Rogan can be an asshole in that regard. Does that mean I throw away everything he's done for people and everything he's done for comics? I don't agree with some of his opinions, but I mean, sometimes you can't deny that his show has an impact culturally.
Sure.
Right? Will he have I feel sorry for whoever the first black guest is coming up, but hey, gotta. It has to be Dave. If it's not Dave, it can't be anybody else. If I'm being honest, it has to be Dave, Neil deGrasse, or maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe,
he needs to have. You're right. Who else is another one that would make everyone? Michelle Obama.
You can do Cornel West.
Michelle Obama.
Cornel West can be. Cornel West would be the best one. Because Cornel West would come to him and just call him brother every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And it would be fine.
He would just he would brother bomb him.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's exactly what he did. But at the same time, yeah, but again, like I'm telling you, next week, ask a black person if they care. They're not. We got so many other things to worry about.
Bro, I mean,
You
that's
know what I mean?
obvious. That's obvious, man. That's obvious. But to me, it's just I really do like teasing these things out and trying to figure out how people
this is a good conversation.
feel
Right?
about.
But and you are absolutely right. I do know at least 2 black people that were like, "Yo, I can't believe this is happening. I'm canceling Spotify." And I'm like, "All right, well," and they're perfectly right to feel that way.
Sure.
I just move differently. I just have. If Joe Rogan had any more power, then maybe. But right now, it's just he runs a podcast on Spotify that millions upon millions of people listen to it.
But you want to cancel?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, I don't have the paid Spotify at all.
Oh.
I'm still on the free Spotify with the commercials.
Yeah, you still don't have a headboard, right?
But that's neither here nor there. That's none of your business. I have a bed. I just do not like headboards.
You
Leave
poor.
me alone. I have a low profile bed. You've seen my apartment. I live by myself. I'm not poor. I live by myself in LA. Am I frugal? I'll admit that. Yes. But
Yeah.
that's not what we're here to talk about, Mike. We're here to talk about Joe Rogan racist act. Leave my poorness alone.
Ah, man, bro, I miss you, dude. I was talking to Ahmed El Kadri, man, and we were talking about trying to grab lunch. We should all 3 of us, or maybe some other people, grab lunch sometime.
Did I tell you he took me to this Yemeni restaurant?
Yeah, he told me about it, but then, it's like an hour away, bro.
It is now. It was listen, I'm not gonna lie. It was far, but it was worth it. I will. I will say that.
Then I'll be down. I'm down.
We did an open mic at Fourth Wall in NoHo, and then from there we drove down to the place, and it was good. It was good. There was this dessert with it was shredded dates and cream and honey.
Yeah.
And the next time I go, you're supposed to split it with 3 people, and I'm getting one to myself. That's how good it is.
Fuck it, man. If it's that good, I don't mind, man. I'll go out there,
good.
bro.
It is the best. It is good. Also that was my first time ever having Yemeni food. So
Yeah.
For me, it was good.
How was the restaurant?
You know what I mean?
Was it?
It just tasted good.
Was it?
It was good.
Was it nice looking?
Go ahead.
Was it nice looking?
Yeah, it was. It was a mom and pop shop that was nice looking. It was like they took the time to all the tables were clean. There were people in there. They were very polite. Yeah, it was a good.
The ones I go
good
to
shop.
in Detroit, there are no woman running the fucking place. Everything is all fucked up. It's like the tables are on top of each other, but the food comes out great.
This one was definitely designed by a woman.
Oh, there you go.
Someone's wife was like, "Listen, do this. We need tablecloths. You need this. You need that."
The ones in Detroit, the one I go
It
to in Hamtramck, you walk in there and you feel like you made a mistake and you walked into someone's basement. You're like, wait a minute.
So aren't those the best restaurants though? If you feel a little danger, I feel like those restaurants
Yeah.
are low-key the best.
I don't feel any danger in there at all because Yemenis are harmless, bro. But you walk in there and it just doesn't look like a restaurant. It looks like a bunch of Yemeni guys sitting around avoiding their wives.
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, that's the thing though. Maybe that's just the thing with Yemeni restaurants, because I know when it comes to Jamaican restaurants, if I walk in and I don't feel disrespected, I'm pretty sure the food's not going to be good. It's Jamaican restaurants, the best Jamaican restaurants, their servers and their people are the most disrespectful people ever.
Bro, Koreans.
Literally one time Koreans are bad?
No, but I mean it's that they're polite, but they're polite in a very quick, and I don't want to take too long to get to know you. Bye. I'm done.
Yeah, they're not. They want you to know what you want. They don't want you to ask questions, but they're very polite.
They're very polite. They're very quick, and they just want to get in and out. They don't
Yeah.
want to get to know you. They don't want to say, hi, how are you doing?
No,
It's just
of course
like,
not.
hi, okay, what? You know, it's like, oh, okay, the food's going to be great here, man. If I go to a Korean spot and the
Yeah.
Korean girl has a valley girl, hi, my name is Kim. I'm
Oh.
getting the fuck out of here, bro. Fuck this
There's
shit.
this one Jamaican spot up here in like North Hollywood, and then I just wanted Jamaican food, so I looked on Yelp. I walk in, and I'm not trying to sound racist. There was an Asian lady taking my order, and I almost walked out. I almost walked out, but I had faith in my mind because it had really good reviews, and so I'm like, all right, okay, well, I don't trust anything here because I don't know you like that, but let me just get the regular jerk chicken with the rice and peas and the plantain.
Yeah.
And then I sat down, and then there was this big Jamaican guy that walked out and that was actually cooking the food. She was just taking the order. That was his wife. They were married.
Oh, no
He
shit.
just
That's
married an
hilarious.
Asian lady. Oh, if you would have seen my face, how happy I was to see an interracial marriage.
I can see your fucking big ass teeth just sticking out
It
your
was
face.
so
How happy
great.
you are.
It was so great. And that food was really good. The food was really good.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. That's good, bro. Where you performing this week?
I have a show in Santa Barbara.
Tonight?
And then I'm doing tonight. Yeah, I'm meeting up with, I don't know if you know her, Alexis Prigo. You'll meet her. She's funny.
Yeah.
She
You
does a
opening?
lot of-
You're opening
she
for
does a
her?
lot of yeah, I'm opening for her.
Nice.
And then
What club?
I'm doing. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it's a bar show that's just far away.
I
I'm
might be
pretty
doing
sure
that show
there's
soon.
no club in Santa Barbara. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you know exactly what it is and who books it.
I think I'm doing.
And then I'm doing a Caliente fundraiser. Are you doing anything on Saturday? Are we still recording?
Oh, yeah. Are we?
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. Hey, hold on. Yeah. I'm doing a show in Vista on Saturday for a bunch of veterans.
Oh, okay.
The-
Oh,
Yeah, it's a pretty good gig, man. I'll get you in touch with her because she's starting to like do gigs, and this one here is paying pretty well. So
yeah, that's dope. Yeah,
yeah,
I love that. Have you done the other Mike's show?
What?
He goes to Marine bases and performs.
Who?
Fuck.
Mike
Scarface
Deangelis?
from the Improv. Yeah, Mike Deangelis. I don't know why I keep calling him Scarface because I keep forgetting his last name.
He has a scar face though.
He does have a scar on his face.
Yeah, no, I would yeah, I actually did one of those. And I'm trying to get in the rotation for another one, man. I don't know when he's gonna do another one, but I love performing for Marines, man. It's just great, bro.
Yeah, Marines are fun to like. Marines in general are just fun to perform for.
Yeah, bro. They're just down. Hey, do you have your cards for your podcast?
My cards?
Yeah, the Would You Rather?
Yeah.
Let's do one before we go.
Okay. Well, actually, an update. I don't know if you know this, but I am doing Facebook videos now. So like now we're gonna actually do video for the podcast.
Right, that's right. I remember you telling me that. If you guys are on here, definitely follow Kazim at Kazim Comedy, KAZEEM, right?
Yeah.
Comedy.
And then my podcast is Tough Choice with Kazim Rahman. It's on all platforms.
Yeah.
All right, Mike Eshaq, are you ready?
Yeah, we're gonna do a little a portion of his podcast on my podcast. Let's do it.
Would you rather?
Yeah.
Okay. Constantly be itchy, or only be able to wear one shoe at a time.
Constantly be itchy, or only wear one shoe all the time.
At a time.
That's an easy one.
At a time.
Who would want to be itchy all the time?
Some people, you'd be surprised.
Really?
I think you. Wait. You're choosing shoe?
I'm choosing. I would rather only have one shoe than be itchy all the time.
Mike, you're gonna look like a maniac.
Yeah, but you know how much of a maniac you're gonna look like when you're just sitting there scratching your nuts everywhere you go?
Oh, exactly. See, that's because you don't have home training then. Why would you
Home training?
not scratch? Why don't you just not scratch your nuts in public? Why don't you just wait?
Hold on a second. You're itchy all the time.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're itchy, and then when you're out, just don't scratch your nuts. It doesn't say only your nuts are gonna itch. Like sometimes it's gonna be your arm, sometimes it's gonna be your neck.
Yeah,
it's gonna
okay.
be your nuts.
What looks
Sometimes
more
it's gonna be
insane?
like your
What
thigh.
looks more insane? Not having a shoe or somebody who keeps touching themselves in front of you and scratching themselves? Who wants to talk to you if you're constantly scratching yourself? Everyone's going to think you're going to have like a new type of COVID or some other fucking shit. People are going to look at you. They're going to be like, this mask ain't going to do shit for whatever he's got.
Yeah.
How do you pick up chicks? I can
what
pick
you're
up a
saying.
chick without a shoe.
You can pick up a girl without a shoe on.
You want? We should film it and we should go now. Let's do a fucking experiment. We'll get somebody to hold the camera and we'll see if I can pick up a girl missing one shoe.
The cockiness of a person that is a veteran is on a height that is unheard of. I promise you, I don't know any veteran that's not confident. Oh my God!
But it's also
You
I'm
think
Middle
you
Eastern.
can
Come on,
pick
give her
up
the
a
program.
girl without a shoe on.
Bro, if I'm missing a shoe, all right, okay, but I'm dressed in a fucking badass suit, right?
But
Hear me out. I'm groomed.
you're missing a shoe.
I'm groomed, right? But I'm sitting at the bar, right? Shut up.
If you have at least 3 gold chains on. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
no gold chains. No, I don't need gold chains. And then I got my one fucking raptor feet, just sitting out there, right? You could tell I need to cut my nails. That's gonna signal to a woman. A woman's gonna be like, I can fix him.
Mm-hmm.
Or a woman's gonna walk up to you and be like, why are you missing a shoe? And I'll be like, why are you so beautiful? Come on, Kazim. You have no idea how to pick up women, bro. That's why you're getting married.
Not without a shoe on. Not without a shoe
I
on.
promise you,
I
bro.
never. You know what? I'm just gonna take your word for it because
Okay.
I don't believe you. But we can move on.
Let
That's
us
fine.
explain. Please explain to me how you pick up a chick scratching yourself.
I would train myself to not scratch in public, and just scratch in my car, scratch in the restroom, scratch in my home.
But these are going to be intense scratches, itches, bro. What do you mean you're going to train yourself?
I don't think. Oh, well, I think the question is, how itchy are you? Is it like a itch that you can tolerate, or is it an itch that you need to scratch right now?
We're going to
I
just
think
have
it's
to
gonna be
assume
an
it's the worst type of shit, bro. If you're itching
right.
all the time, it's got to be bad.
You have to assume the worst.
And then
You're
what
right.
happens to the itch when you keep scratching on it? It gets inflamed, and then it itches more.
Mm-hmm.
Kazim, man, I don't know if I should ever talk to you ever again because you're not smart, man. It's just like why did I have you come on here to tell me what we think about Joe Rogan, bro? This was a mistake.
Because I didn't know what we were talking about. You said call, and I was like, I got you. Listen, I was at Costco when you texted me. That's why I said I need 10 minutes because I needed to.
Oh, right.
I needed to unload the stuff.
Yeah. Well,
all right, one more. Because I gotta go.
I gotta go too. One more.
Would you rather?
Yeah.
Have your only eating tool be a pair of tweezers, or only be able to sleep on bubble wrap?
What's the second one? The wording on that one. You only be able
to sleep on bubble wrap.
Okay, bro. Only be able to sleep on bubble wrap is a very there's a lot of possibilities there. That means that you are only able to fall asleep on bubble wrap.
Yeah.
I almost see that as a positive because sometimes I have a hard time sleeping. And if all it takes is bubble wrap, bro, to have me sleep really fucking good?
No, you're thinking no. Bubble wrap is your bed. That's basically what the question is. Not if you get on bubble wrap, you immediately fall asleep.
Read that
No,
again.
no.
Read that again, bro, because we're going to have to
I'll
go
read it again.
lawyer. We got to go lawyer on
Okay.
this.
Would you rather have your only eating tool be a pair of tweezers or only be able to sleep on bubble wrap? It doesn't say
Only
when you
be
lay on,
able to sleep
on bubble wrap.
on bubble wrap.
On bubble wrap.
That bubble wrap can be on
sleep
anything, bro.
else.
That bubble wrap can be on
No,
anything,
the bubble
bro.
wrap. You know what I mean?
I'll put that bubble wrap on
You
your
know what I
head,
mean.
bro. I'm sleeping on your head, bro.
Okay, exactly. You can't put the bubble wrap on a bed.
The question is how
that's
good is
not
the
what-
sleep, man?
Sleep. Your regular sleep. How good is your regular sleep right now?
It's getting better. I'm figuring it out. I'm serious.
The way you said that was so defeated. Like, listen, man, I'm doing my best. I'm trying.
No, okay. So I'll say this because I always try to find loopholes. The tweezers there's also a loophole.
Yeah.
The only eating tool, right?
Cool. Yeah, you just eat finger food. I'm choosing the tweezers.
I'm choosing the tweezers too because in Indonesia they just eat with their hands anyway. A lot of people they wash their hands really good and they just eat with their hands. I mean, like that doesn't say that now. But hold on, or does it mean that the only way you can eat is using that?
Your only eating tool is a pair of tweezers. The only thing you can use is a pair of tweezers, but you can use your hands.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going with.
The only tool you have available is a pair of tweezers.
Okay,
And
so
that's what I'm going with.
now the next time me and you get together, we're gonna try to pick up a girl with one shoe, and when we get
I'm gonna put a shoe on.
and we eat with her, we're gonna order soup, and we have to eat with our hands.
Mm-hmm. And we eat soup with our hands. We're gonna order ramen. He's like, why? Okay, the one shoe is fine, but I need you to get I need you to get a fork.
Can't, girl, I can't. Have you listened to Tough Choices?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, bro,
They cursed me.
good talking to you, my man. I'm glad to know that
Always.
black people don't give a shit about any of this stuff, as we all should not
We
give a
really
shit.
don't care.
Yeah.
We really don't care.
Well, there you go, guys. I hope you guys learned a lot from this, and I really hope that at the end of this you realize that you not caring is actually the right thing to do. Thank you, Kazim. Later, bro. All right. That was fun, man. I'm really glad that I got Kazim on there, and I'm glad you guys stuck through to that. That was fun. Actually went a lot longer than I expected. I guess to cap this off, man, yeah, don't use the N-word. That's a real, it's a shitty word. And I do think, like, Rogan is fucking an idiot, honestly, for using that word. Even when I was listening to him, even though I'm like, all right, you're going to be that meathead? You're just going to do that? Yeah, just fucking let it go. And even if you're like that white girl that I met after the show who's like, I should be able to use the word because my baby black. Oh, God, we should just, like, launch her into a volcano. Vote for me, guys. I will take all the trashy people on this freaking planet, just slingshot them into a volcano. I think it'll make a good reality show. I think I'm going to pitch that for pitching season. Anyways, guys, I got to get going. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, Wednesday, 2 p.m., I will be doing the podcast, I believe. Yes, I will be here. So I will see you then. I'm going to try to get a guest this time and then also keep the phone lines open because it'd be really cool to have some conversations or some questions, a question segment. Yeah, as always, follow me, Mike from Detroit, on everything. MikeFromDetroit.com also. it's about 2 or 3 weeks behind. The videos are live on my YouTube and on publicyemeni.com, but also the audio versions show up about 2 to 3 weeks later on all audio platforms that you get your podcast from, like Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, and rate me on those, please. I would really appreciate it. Guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you for tuning in. This was fun. I'm glad I got the phone call feature coming in. That was great. It was cool to have a conversation with my boy Aaron Melvin and Jason Bacon. That was dope. That was really, really, really dope. I probably want to get Melvin back on another podcast and like reminisce about the times that we were in Rota, Spain, and how he put his neck out on the line to help me get promoted. So that was pretty cool. Anyways, guys, till next time, Wednesday, 2 p.m. I'll see you. Please take care of yourselves. Love you.
Public Yemeni #1.